Introducing the all-new Corolla.
It was with an obvious degree of sympathy that Chief Prosecutor Basil O'Malley painted the picture of what happened that day, April 3rd last year. Anthony Morcilla, a court probation officer, dropping his 14-year-old son off at Notre Dame and intending then to take his 2-year-old daughter to daycare, but rushing and distracted, he forgot.
Parks the truck in the parking lot and rushes into the probation office, which is next door. He's busy all day, he has court hearings, and at about 3:30 in the afternoon, he realizes it's time to go pick up Nate. So he goes out to his truck, which is out in the parking lot, and to his horror, he discovers he left Amanda buckled up in her car seat in the back seat of the truck.
O'Malley described Morcilla as a good guy, a good probation officer who suffered that day, said O'Malley, and is still suffering. But his daughter suffered too, dying a slow and terrible death, he said.
There's no denying that Anthony Morcilla suffered on April 3, 2013, when he saw what he had done. And I don't believe there's any doubt that he's suffering today for the loss of his daughter, Amanda. There's no denying that Amanda suffered and died a terrible death on April 3, 2013.
He asked the jurors to find Morcilla guilty of negligent homicide.
And you have testimony that he left her in that truck. Left her buckled up in the seat of that truck, and as a result, she died. And I ask at the end of this testimony, at the end of this trial, you return a verdict of guilty to all 3 charges.
Defense attorney Curtis Vandeveld represents Morcilla.
About the facts, we do not disagree with. We disagree when it comes to the offense, what the offense elements are.
Amanda was in the back seat, said Vandeveld. Amanda was tired. Amanda fell asleep, and Morcilla, already late, rushed to work.
Completely unaware that Amanda is still in the truck because he's so distracted by his work. He doesn't even go out and go to lunch that day. He's so busy.
About 3 that afternoon, Morcilla walked back to his car, and only then did he realize.
Tears streaming down his face. He was so sad. He was crying for help. Anybody could help. Please help. He went into the chief probation officer's office. He dropped to the floor, crying, holding his daughter. He was so much in shock that they had to pry Amanda out of his arms.
There is more to it than just simple actions, said Vandeveld. There is the question of mental responsibility, and that is the issue you must decide, he told the jury.
The law requires that there has to be both a criminal act and an intent to commit a criminal act. And this is where we disagree on the charges.
Kevin Kerrigan, PNC News.